Devon Larratt is the most athlete who practices his sport continuously without any interruption. He never relaxes in his training and always continues to develop himself. Devon, who began his dominance in arm wrestling for an entire decade, now he is back again with great strength this time. Although he is old, he is stronger now than ever. This progress can be seen in his matches with very strong competitors. He defeats them with ease. There are many changes that occurred that led to him achieving this strength and solidity. One of these things is the stem cells that he received after his match with Devon Larratt, which led to an injury to his biceps muscle. After this treatment, Devon became abnormally strong, and this was evident from his performance. In addition, Devon intensified his exercises a lot, where we see him practicing on his thumb a lot. This exercise gives him the ability to control the toe better, in addition to increasing the grip intensity, which makes the pronation in its perfect shape. As we can see in the video, he uses this method to exercise the thumb, which made the thumb muscle very large. We notice this muscle size in John Brezunk. Since these two athletes are very strong, they use their thumb muscles excellently during their matches. Devon did not focus on his thumb exercises in the past, but in his last matches he was practicing a lot on this area of the arm. This was clearly reflected during his matches where he was completely in control. Even while facing Hermes Gasparini, he did not face any problem at all. He defeated him very quickly, and Hermes was in a bad position because of the fist, as it was not competing with Devon's fist. Devon Larratt improved his lateral pressure ability. This was evident during his match with Dave Chaffee, where he defeated him easily. Despite Dave's great strength, he was able to defeat Vitaly Laladin, who is considered the new candidate who has the ability to defeat Devon, because his arm is very tall and his hand is bigger than Devon's hand. But Dave suffered a big defeat at the hands of Devon, as he couldn't do much in the match. Devon was in control in every aspect. We notice that Devon's lateral pressure is stronger than Dave's. The reason he developed this style was his match with Gennady Kavakvinia, where Gennady defeated him after a great war between them. It turned out that Devon's endurance had decreased, or was not at the level required to confront Gennady. Devon used all his strength trying to defeat Gennady, and the side pressure was not strong enough to defeat this monster. Although Devon entered his favorite position, which is the shoulder hook, this generates very strong lateral pressure. But Gennady was able to block this great attack from Devon, which made Devon use up all of his energy until he lost. After this match, Devon intensified his side pressing exercises, and this gave clear results with Dave Chaffee, who defeated Gennady previously in the East versus West events. If we focus carefully on the size of Dave Chaffee's arm, we will notice the very large size of the muscles. In addition, during the match he was able to get out of Devon's favorite position, which is the hook with the shoulder inside. This movement could not be avoided by anyone, except a few athletes in the past, and no one could avoid it in Devon's current form. This shows the great strength of Dave Chaffee. However, he soon lost much of his strength and was barely able to wrestle Devon. This is because Devon prevents Dave from getting into a position that allows him to pass his force through the wrist. That's the biggest reason why Dave Chaffee lost against Devon Larratt. The things that made Devon Larratt's arm so strong were many of the exercises he practiced, which gave him very great strength and a high endurance level during the match, despite facing very strong opponents whose weights were much higher than him. In addition to his genes, which helped him acquire this terrifying strength, no one in the history of arm wrestling possessed the stamina possessed by Devon Larratt. He uniquely created this characteristic for himself and developed it over time. And let us not forget that he is a soldier from the Canadian Special Forces, which indicates the high-level training he was receiving, which increased his strength. Although he does not exercise much and his increasing age has led to a slight loss of this ability, he is still first in endurance. But one of the most important developments that Devon obtained were stem cells. which made the muscle structure more cohesive and increased the strength of the ligaments. This led to Devon obtaining great advantages. He was able to lift heavy weights at a 90-degree angle. It is difficult to lift such weights at this type of angle. Many athletes tried to do the same thing that Devon Larratt did in this exercise, but none of them did it as perfectly as Devon, where the angle is different and not 90 degrees. Michael Todd also tried to do the same thing, but there is a difference in the angle. As we can see, Michael Todd angle is not 90 degrees like Devon. Devon does this exercise without sitting on a seat or chair, which makes him do it perfectly. This exercise is proof of the power that Devon possesses, in addition to the other exercises he performs that make the wrist feel like steel. These footages show how he does this.
Exercise, it would be multi-spinner, either high or low, depending on who my opponent was. If I've got someone who's more of a generic wrist trainer, I do like multi-spin, but just to get pressure training. I'm really not doing a lot of side. I'm trying to get as far behind it with my shoulder as possible so everything's lined up. Here I'm doing a supinating version of pressing.
In addition to that, Devon training is not traditional, like other arm athletes training. He do some exercises in a different way like what we see in this footages. He do this little movements, it may be rise his endurance or gave him ability to control his wrist, and he do the same movements on cupping exercise. That will make his grip very solid and strong. That will make his hand has ability to manipulate in the hand of his opponent. Like what we noticed on all of his matches except his match with Devon Saginashvili, where Devon planned to control Devon's hand, but he failed because Devon's hand was big, and to mock for Devon to control it. The big hand did not Devon favor it because he can't copying it perfectly. So the only option in this situation is top roll, but it also didn't work with Devon, and because of that Devon injured. After the match, Devon take treatment by stem cells, which makes his hand bigger and stronger, so there is possibility that makes Devon beat Devon Saginashvili in the future. One of the other trainings that Devon do, which make him more power, is rising, which very important training, because it make you have ability to make pressure on the fingers. That will make the opponent lose his wrist because it focuses on the highest part of the hand. And this is the way that Devon do to his rising, to make it very powerful.
Easy left. Always be climbing. Efficiency, endurance, technical superiority. Rise. Maybe the #1 lift in arm wrestling.
Devon also do pressing training that will give him huge abilities to generate high pressure on the hand of his opponent. This is the way that he do that. And he do pronation training in a special way, which he do it by this little movements. The pronation, of course, is one of the most important moves in arm wrestling, and it's the favorite move of most athletes. Pronation gave you ability to top roll perfectly. This the ways that Devon do for pronation. All these trainings make Devon Larratt is the one of best arm wrestlers in the world and the most inspiring ones. So, if you like Devon Larratt, click on like and subscribe.
I love intensity. So here, looking at the post, this is really probably one of your most important exercises. I go heavy, and as the
I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.
More volume and higher repetition work. Man, I'm looking huge right here.